Hey, what's going on? Cyber J here, and thought I'd record another video. I think I'm kind of doing this one off the cuff here. I've done the same for my other videos pretty much, but I guess I'll just do the same thing here. Yeah, one thing I'm really concerned about is, I'm telling you, man, I really think that in the future we are going to see a potential for warfare, like cyber war. Is what I'm thinking. Before COVID happened, I had just some, I don't know if you want to call them visions, but I had some thoughts that occurred in my mind and just saw how in the future we could be faced in a time of distrust, a time of paranoia, and a time where we are at war with another country like China and Russia and even the Middle East. So one thing I've kind of taken some time to prepare for is a potential for such combat taking place. I want to say war, exactly warfare, but I think it really does have the potential to escalate to war. So, I mean, you can call me paranoid or a conspiracy theorist or not. And I know I've mentioned about operational technology attacks on a previous video. And I know a lot of what we see right now is ransomware attacks and, simple people trolling to hack other companies just because they can, doing it for the lulz, if you will. But I really think that I would rather prepare I really do think that there is a chance that critical infrastructure in our country, in the U.S., could be affected. My nose is bothering me. By this, these technologies. And I look at AI too, and I also mentioned this in a previous video that I feel like that technology, like what we saw with Taylor Swift, is only like a good example, a taste of what could happen. Like, you look to the elections, look what's going to happen during these elections. I'm telling you, I really do think that we could see the potential for AIs like deepfake technology being used to influence elections, or at least to attempt to influence elections. And there was actually an incident already over in Sweden, I want to say, where there was a deepfake used against someone to influence the election, and this person lost the election just narrowly. Is one of the people from the progressive parties that they had, and we saw just how it would affect them. Like whether you're a conservative or liberal, or sorry, you're Republican or Democrat, whatever party affiliation you have, I think this technology could potentially affect that. And I think in the future we could see the potential for disinformation on an even greater scale than we see now. Now, one thing I thought about actually is, will, as I mentioned this before, will artificial technology influence the authenticity of information we see over digital communications? I think that, honestly, in the future, people are probably going to take a lot of, with a proliferation of this deepfake technology all being used to sort of impersonate or give information out that is not from the original source, then I think that's only going to degrade the quality of information we see on the internet. Whether, it's not just, what somebody says, but even what somebody posts. We're basically, I feel like we're going to see a lot of use of this technology to be able to, it's going to get to the point where people just aren't going to take what's posted online seriously anymore. So it makes me wonder if we're actually, going to be safer. Because like we've seen what happened over the past 10 years with technology, like social media, posting things about each and every person. It's kind of like it's a loose 1984, if you will. I mean, maybe that's an extreme comparison, but I think that we do see that happening in a loose form with the cameras we have. And just with the proliferation of deepfake technology or AI, people will probably just use this to obscure like what is actually the real thing versus what's actually fabricated synthetically. So I think it makes me wonder if we're going to see less of a chance. Like if people see something that's posted from somebody, like take back like in 2019, for instance, or 2020, when somebody posts information of someone online, you could probably have a good chance of thinking, oh, this is probably the real thing. Because deepfake technology, AI, wasn't really as big as it was then as it is now. There were a couple cases. I know there was one. There was also a deepfake used for Obama back some, I don't know, 5-10 years ago, to fabricate what he said, and people reacted to that. And coupling that with the fact that we see a lot of mob mentality on social media sites where people are just quick to judge. I know there's a celebrity. I think it was Patton Oswalt. No, I can't remember his name. But basically, he was an example of a person who went to judge fairly quickly what the information was. Like to say, oh, this happened, without actually verifying the authenticity of the source of the information posted. So, yeah, I think that I'm going on some just like rants. So I think we're just going to see a lot of I don't know. I really think that a cyber war is coming. Like I tend to think, like, I don't want to sound like a futurist or like I'm a prophet or anything like that, but I think that in the future there is a chance that we could see, if things continue the way they're going, we might see a potential warfare, cyber warfare with China. I wouldn't want to, maybe even World War III or what have you. If there's, I'm sorry, I'm just, I know I sound paranoid, and I know I'm just saying, I might be saying, it's random stuff, but I want to, I don't know, I just think that we should, like, as the U.S., should prepare for what's coming, and even other parts of the world too, if they're not ready for this. Because I know there are other countries out there that aren't as secured, or like aren't as ready, don't have the resources available, like the infrastructure like the U.S. does, and some other countries. But I think that's something we need to watch out for. I think that people should really take this seriously. I mean, I'm really worried about it, man. I know people probably aren't going to hear this. They're probably not going to care, or maybe they'll just continue going on with their everyday lives. And but when it happens, hey, don't say people like me didn't warn you. So I don't know. Again, maybe this is just me going off the cuff, and maybe I sound a little conspiracy theorist here, and just what could happen. But I do tend to think in hypotheticals sometimes. But I think it's just, I don't know. I'd really watch out. I really would. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Yeah, take it easy. Let me know what you think in the comments, and peace. CyberJ out.